It is now time for our Park City Local Spotlight, and today we have Deanna Rhodes here. She's the Marketing and Communications Manager for Park City Community Foundation. How are you doing today, Deanna?
I'm good, thank you.
So tell us a little bit about you. What's your background and what led you up to Park City Community Foundation?
So I'm actually pretty new to the community. I moved to Park City almost 3 years ago.
Okay.
I moved here from Washington, D.C., and it was truly because I wanted to learn to ski. I know most people come here because they already know how and they know how great it is to ski in Utah, but I grew up in the Midwest and it's super flat and never had that opportunity. So
Absolutely.
I wanted to move out here and try it out.
Try it out. The hills in the Midwest, I gotta say, they're truly just hills. I'm not.
And they're real icy.
No harsh to the Midwest skiers out there, because I have a lot of friends that come from the Midwest. They're amazing snowboarders and skiers, but I think it's because they come from those icy small hills. They know what to appreciate when they get here to the Rocky Mountains, so it's really, really nice there. Deanna, let's talk about so you came from Washington, D.C. Is your background in working with communications for nonprofits, or is it just communication as a whole field?
Yeah, so slightly askew. I actually started off in media, started off on the sales side and then moved into more marketing and business and communications. But I think being in media, you have a really unique perspective because you have kind of that inside track to what PR is about. And
Absolutely.
And then I also did a lot of events, which sounds unique for a media company, but that's actually how I ended up at Park City Community Foundation. I came on board just really facilitating all of our events, helping out with Live PC, Give PC, of course, so our biggest event, and then also other donor events that we have throughout the year. And then there was just the need and the opportunity to move into more of a marketing and communications role.
That's great. And so when you say you worked in the media side of things, what medium, I guess you could say, in media did you work in? Were you print side? Were you on the television broadcast side?
Yeah, so I started off in print media in my hometown local newspaper.
That's awesome.
And then I moved to a couple of bigger newspapers across the country and then ended up in Washington, D.C. And by the time I got there, as you can probably understand, all media companies want to say that they're multimedia.
Yes,
so
it's a multimedia company now. Yeah,
yes.
Exactly.
So it was still print and we still put out a print product, but we also did a lot of digital online stuff.
So your keystone was the print, but you have to leverage all of those other, those mediums now. Absolutely, the digital side of things was a huge growth, I'm sure, during that part of your career path as well. So that was probably a huge change. That's a lot to manage there. So let's talk about your move here to Park City. What was it like to come from the East Coast? You said you grew up in the Midwest to this beautiful Rocky Mountain outdoorsy community of Park City.
Yeah, so I think Washington, D.C. is a great place to be and spend some time. Yeah. But I think it's also a great place to leave because it's just so intense.
Absolutely.
It seems like it's 24/7, completely, very on all the time. And I looked around at myself and I was like, I'm this outdoorsy person. And I hadn't been on a hike, I hadn't been on a bike ride. I was like, who are you kidding? You're not an outdoorsy person. And so that's prompted me to want to look for a new community to move to. And also being from the Midwest and from a very small town, still to today, they don't have any stoplights.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah,
that's so cool.
Really, really small. And I was just kind of swimming around in such a big city like DC, and I wanted to find more of a community.
You wanted to get back to that.
Yeah,
base.
I mean, Park City is such a great place. I mean, obviously, we're a city and we don't know everyone, but it becomes, even in 3 years, has become a very small town for me where I have that sense of community. I think it helps a lot being at the Park City Community Foundation and working with all the nonprofits. Having over 100 nonprofits in this area is just such a joy and such a delight to be a part of.
Absolutely, and I think you hit the nail on the head when you said Park City it's a city. Obviously, we have a lot of growth happening right now, exponential growth happening right now, but it feels like a town. It feels like one of those old hometowns where you go to the grocery store and you see the same people you see on a regular weekly basis. You know all of your neighbors by name, and that's a beautiful thing, I think, especially in this community, because a lot of the people in this community not only network with each other, but they also leverage each other's resources to help each other. We have some people that are in completely different sectors of entrepreneurship that are benefiting in a symbiotic relationship from each other, which is completely fostered, I think, just by the community that we live in and the area that we live. So let's talk specifically about Park City Community Foundation. Obviously, we know a lot about the fact that the Park City is filled with a ton of nonprofits. You guys kind of help to not organize the nonprofits, but help to kind of help the community pick and choose the nonprofits that matter to them, I guess you could say.
Yeah, so we do that in a variety of different ways. We have a product that's called the Park City Giving Guide that was sponsored by the Park City Board of Realtors, and it's a really incredible tool to look through and actually, we've sent it out to part-time residents where maybe they're not so connected with the community, and they're able to look through and see a lot of the nonprofits are represented, and so either they maybe come to us or they go directly to the nonprofit. So that's one way we're really engaging people. Of course, another is Live PC, Give PC. I mean, how incredible it'll be a part of a community that can raise $2 million in one day.
In one day.
That's incredible, and supports all the nonprofits. They all have an equal opportunity to, talk to their donors and get people to come out. And whether it's a $5 donation or $25,000 donation, they're both super important.
Absolutely.
And then, we also do nonprofit education throughout the year. We have different roundtables that really help key in on positions and help them do their jobs better and more efficiently. And then, we're just always a sounding board.
A resource,
all the nonprofits can always come in, ask our opinion. We try to put them together with solutions and just really help out the community.
That's great. And as, you've kind of been all around the country and you've seen a lot of different models and business models and stuff like that. But for the Park City community, is it pretty unique to have a community of this size with the amount of nonprofits that we have?
I would say so. I mean, I don't have a specific, but I lived in Washington, D.C., and there's so many nonprofits there that you almost don't even really, there's too many that you can't really even find out who they are. So I think here it is unique that we have so many, but there's actually a lot of need in Park City, and I think it's really easy, especially if you just come here to vacation, or maybe you're a part-time resident that spends 6 weeks here. Maybe you don't see it. And so I think it's really great that we have these nonprofits and that we elevate these nonprofits so that people know that there is some need here, and some of our neighbors are having these unmet needs, and we need to help them.
Absolutely. Well, we love the Park City Community Foundation, and obviously Live PC, Give PC is well into the future, but I do obviously want to highlight that and just let people know that consider that throughout the year. Consider Park City Community Foundation as a great resource for the nonprofits. If you have any questions about nonprofits, how they work, anything like that, I feel like Park City Community Foundation is a great resource for that.
Absolutely.
Where can people go for more information and to maybe connect with you guys as well?
Yeah, so our website is parkcityc as in cat, F as in Frank.org. So parkcitycf.org, and they can go there, and you can always just come into our office. We're right off of Sidewinder.
Excellent. Deanna, thank you so much. Much appreciated. We're very happy to have you here in the community. It's amazing to have such a great organization like the Park City Community Foundation just be a part of this community and make it work, So thank you so much for all the work you guys do.
Sure.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Absolutely. That was our Park City Highlight Local Spotlight for the day. Deanna Rhodes, she's the Marketing and Communications Manager over at the Park City Community Foundation. Head over to parkcitycf.org for more information. We'll be right back with much more. Don't go anywhere.